After ordering, the unit arrived relatively quickly within 1.5 weeks from China. It's packaged very well and comes with all the necessary cables and connectors. The head unit itself is low profile depth-wise as opposed to the rather massive Porsche OEM unit. Obviously there is no CD player, which removes a vast majority of the bulk. First we have the CAN bus decoder, the main wiring harness and multiple audio-video cables, radio antenna adapter which connects to the factory cable, USB adapter that connects to the center console USB connection. That's the backup camera cable, and an additional USB connector. This is the optical decoder for the sound system. And finally, GPS and 4G LTE antennas. The most difficult part of the entire installation is removal of the two side vents. Porsche has a special tool for this step, and you may ask why? Because of course they have a special tool that will cost you several $100s. Or just go and get one of these angle picks shown here for a few dollars. Insert the pick into the vents and find these openings here. The vents have these clips that needs to be hooked and pulled in for it to release. You only need to release 2 clips on each side. On the left side vent, insert into the top right of the vent 2 notches above the flow adjuster. Then hook the clip from the bottom while pulling out towards you at the same time. Once that side is released, you will move on to the left bottom side of the right vent to release the second clip. This time when you insert the pick, do so from the top of the little opening instead of the bottom, which is opposite of the other side that we did earlier. You'll notice I didn't do a great job here and ended up bending the clip. Moving forward with the right side vent, you'll want to open up the cup holder panel, and this allows access to the bottom clip for easy release. For the second interior side clip, you'll insert the pick in the top left and hook it from the top of the opening. Then pull and release. Here is an example of the motion that you need to do in order to release that clip. After both vents are out, you'll have to remove the 4 screws on each corner. Carefully remove the radio without scratching anything. Then proceed to disconnect the cables on the back side. Here is the back end of the factory radio after removing some of the connectors on the right side. First, we'll connect the CAN bus wiring to the back of the unit. We'll also connect the video cable for the backup camera. Next, you'll want to remove the fiber optic cable from the factory wiring harness, then plug into this unit with a second connector for the Isudar wiring harness. Now we'll connect a wiring harness to the back of the unit. This is the connection for the radio antenna. Use this connector for the USB connection in the center console storage, and then connect the 4-pin into the back based on the diagram. Test to make sure the system boots up before we start putting everything back together. You may or may not want to connect the GPS and 4G LTE antenna. Now we'll put all 4 screws back in. Now it's time to replace both of the vents. The new CarPlay head unit, it's pretty snug, so you're going to have to apply a decent amount of pressure to both of the vents in order to get them seated in correctly. Once you have it all plugged in and it boots up, you'll want to set up the backup camera in the system settings. Follow instructions as noted on number 4 here and input these settings I have here for the cam type as CVBS and cam format as number 1 NTSC. Once that's done, your backup camera should work. So this one has the 8.4-inch screen that takes place of the bottom buttons on the OEM unit so that you get that extra screen real estate. It takes a second to boot up into Android. This is the initial screen that you get, and the wireless auto CarPlay is fairly quick to connect. So see, it's automatic. It's just a slight delay for it to connect wirelessly. And then you will go right into CarPlay there. Now the touchscreen is really responsive. You can go to music, phone, this part is nice because we can click on here and it'll scroll through all the recent apps, just similar to the phone system. AutoLink is the connection for the CarPlay. This goes back to the radio. You can click on this for settings. And there's a bunch of different settings there. And there's 2 settings sections. So this one has these apps here that you can configure in the system with the equalizer DSP. And then there's a second settings that you press again, and then you can switch over to other apps that you can install as part of the Android system. There are also cool features like their surround camera 360. If you have access to the extra cameras that you can probably connect in the back end of the system. It also allows camera recording feature, external video connection, and you can watch movies from your SD card. So see the videos right there, Bluetooth music if you want, 360 surround view. Now the sound quality is relatively good with the presets. Like this one, you have the flat, pop, rock, jazz, classic, or you can adjust it based on user preference. It does still feel slightly worse than the OEM head unit, but the equalizer settings are robust, and if adjusted well, it could likely improve the sound quality. I just haven't had the chance to dial it in yet. One thing I do miss about the OEM head unit is that you lose the car info screen, which shows all the stats like gas mileage and other info. There is this screen here for drive information like speed, range, mileage, things like that. But nothing changes here because this head unit isn't connected to the Porsche system. So no information shows up there. So that's the only thing that I kind of miss about the OEM head unit versus this one. Body settings are the typical settings that you have for this vehicle. So the interior, exterior lighting you can change, automatic wiper system, door unlock type, AC mode, and things like that. Overall, I think it's an excellent and necessary upgrade for the Panamera to bring it up to the current technology standards. Relatively easy installation outside of removing the vents, of course. Quality is solid with decent software and great support from the manufacturer. Hopefully the unit will last longer term without issues.